Hey guys, welcome back to Mika Reacting Reviews. We're reacting to things on the internet, and today we are reacting to a brand new commentary on this channel. So this is going to be a non-musical reaction. We're going to be reacting to a YouTuber named Ariel Scarcelli. Hopefully that is right. I've seen her around. Like, I believe she's been on like Temple. I think she went viral for being a lesbian who basically spoke out against a lot of the sort of progressive mainstream narrative when it comes to the LGBTQ plus community. I'm probably sure she's been accused of being a TERF or whatever. This particular video was uploaded one day ago and it has 54,000 views and 4.6 thousand likes. So the name of the video is "We Have a Non-Human Alter in Our System. Meet the DID Fakers of TikTok." So I'm not going to react to the entirety of this video. I will put the link down below so you can see the whole video. I will not subject you guys to all the TikTok cringe of the Gen Z era. We have enough brain cancer going around. But so we're going to react to like the last 4 minutes or so of it. But anyway, to give you a gist of what's happening, there's been a lot of people faking mental disorders on TikTok because of oppression points and wanting to fit in and belong somewhere. So I definitely have heard of people faking Tourette's on TikTok, just faking other mental disorders on TikTok. But this one is DID, which is, I believe, is some sort of dissociative disorder where you disassociate and you have like different alters or different personalities, which is supposed to be a very severe, or can be a very severe mental disorder. That plagues people for a long time, if not their entirety of their lives. People have, attempted, to X themselves, or have done this, or had to be committed to hospitals. This is not something that somebody will take lightly in their lives, because it's a serious thing. And the fact that people are just using this to get brownie points on the internet is quite sad. So anyway, that was the gist of it, and she just showed a couple of like TikTokers who were doing it and kind of gave her commentary. But the last bit of it is the part that I found really interesting. I mean, the entire video is good, but the last bit of it is what I found interesting, and that's what I'm going to react to and give my commentary to. So anyway, we're going to get right into the video. But before you do, if you like this type of videos, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell to get notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support this channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal, my link is in the description box below, and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps, but you don't have to. Just like, comment, and subscribe. Another great way to support this channel is either join my brand new membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop. Other than that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Making any mental illness into, a party trick, let's say, does nothing but harm actual people who have these disorders. Stop talking for people that actually suffer from this. Whether this disorder is gender dysphoria, DID, Tourette's, anxiety. Yes, people are even faking having Tourette's on TikTok these days. Young women are apparently even developing tics from watching people that have fake tics on TikTok.
The DID community is dominated by the same gender intersectionalist and anti-racist as well. One educator with legitimate DID was shamed off the internet for one of her alters had a Spanish accent and she was white. Another genuine case was shamed offline after she completed treatment after 11 years. She was deemed to have gone to conversion therapy and then accused of killing her alter. Now,
all right, stopping there. This kind of reminds me of the same thing where when the non-binary community completely took over the trans community and then decided that the non-binary community should be the voice of the transgender community or transsexuals, then the actual transsexuals who were there, who paved the way for the non-binary community, you end up getting canceled because they didn't agree with all the non-binary progressive narrative. It's like they were there. If it wasn't for them, the transsexuals that existed before you, there would be no non-binary. There would be no pronouns. There would be no platform for you, but then you try to X out the people that were there before you because they don't have the same belief systems of you and they're not going to join your echo chamber. Like transsexuals who believe that actual gender dysphoria exists and that gender dysphoria is a mental disorder. Transsexuals who do not believe in transitioning children when they're way too young because kids also think they can be superheroes. Just saying. Or transsexuals who don't believe just because there is a trans community that it should completely take over everybody else's personal life, and that everybody else has to bend over backwards to appease you, your feelings, and your lived experience. So that's kind of reminds me of that. People who actually have DID, who is actually suffering, getting canceled for people who are faking DID, and the idea that someone got canceled because they want to heal themselves and actually cure the DID or regulate it in a better way that they have been, is being accused of some sort of conversion therapy, just proves that the people who are faking DID actually think that it's a good thing to completely identify yourself with your mental disorder and almost romanticize your mental disorder, when people who actually really suffer from that shit, it ain't nothing romantic about it. All right, let's continue.
As somebody who actually has an anxiety disorder, I can tell you this is super harmful. Now, I'm all about destigmatizing mental health and encouraging people not to have stigmas against therapy and getting the treatment that they need. But when people start faking it for woke clout on TikTok, that is not just bad because it means they might end up in treatment that they don't need, but it's also an insult to people who are struggling with real mental health issues, and it actually belittles the entire cause of destigmatizing mental health in the eyes of the public when some of these people get exposed for faking it.
Exactly. When they get exposed for faking it, then people who actually has mental health disorders like gender dysphoria or DID or Tourette's, they might be accused of faking it because of what the other people are faking it. It's just like the Jussie Smollett situation. So if somebody actually is a victim of a hate crime, then people are going to be less likely to believe them right away because people are faking hate crimes. I mean, Jussie Smollett is not the only one. There's been fake hate crimes going on for the past 6 years. It's been abundant. So it's actually hurting the people they say they're trying to help, or the community they say they want to be a part of or are a part of. So it's just really messed up, and I agree with him. I actually am so pro destigmatizing mental health, the conversation around mental health, and getting help for mental health. However, it's just like everything that's supposed to be good and we're progressing to a good point, it always just goes off the fucking hinges. It just goes off into the deep end. It's like, yay, let's have more rights for the LGBTQ plus, and it went from that to like trans kids. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why can't we just ever stay moderate with things? Why does everything always have to fly off the fucking deep end? And it goes the other way too with conservatives or traditionalists. Like, they want to fight against the progressive ideology, so now they're just telling every girl that you must have babies by the time you're 18 and 19, and you must dedicate yourself to being married and cook in the kitchen, or else you're gonna die along and hit the wall and be fat and no one's gonna love you. Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's no in between with people. Like, geez, we talked about the fucking binary thinking. Anyway, let's continue.
Oh my god, I forgot to tell you, they even created a new sexual orientation with all of this. It is called plurosexuality. It's when a system, which is somebody that has DID, is only attracted to other systems, somebody else that has DID. So now that we established how these people are creating these identities and self-diagnosing, let's talk about why they're doing this. Why do these kids like the idea of being mentally ill, of being trans, of being LGBT, of having anxiety? Because to be honest, the only mental illness I see here is narcissism. And if we're gonna get deep for a second, I think if they're not narcissistic, the actual issue here is self-love. I think it always is.
A lot of this stems from self-love issue that we are currently seeing in society, especially among this current generation, because these kids, they don't necessarily know where they belong. They don't really have their identity. So when they find somewhere like the DID community or the trans community, for example, they will co-opt movements and they will say that they have it, even if they don't, because they think that society is going to cater to them now that they have this disability.
Most of these kids are at the age where you start forming your own identity, and they don't like themselves. In fact, most of them hate themselves. So they create all these other labels, all these gender identities, these sexualities, these mental disorders, these fake personalities, instead of working and creating an actual personality.
Okay, stop it there. Amen. I don't know if I already put the video out or not, but I did say this in another video that I've already uploaded. I actually do completely 100% agree with her. I think so many of people, my generation and younger generation, are so quick to slap labels on themselves because they want to like, they're finding themselves, or they're trying to discover who they are. But instead of actually just living life, it's actually, instead of going out and having lived experience, instead of going through the shit and going through the muck and going through the struggle and then being triumphant and being victorious and being successful in things, and or going out and having conversations with different people, going out and really immersing yourself in an experience, and then developing who you are through that. They just want a quick fix. They want to get it quick. This is who I am. This is my identity. This is my ideology. This is my principles. This is my perception. This is my worldview, without actually going and living life and figuring out what that is. They want a quick fix. And I actually agree, especially if you look at a lot of these communities, from the trans or the non-binary community, intersectionality, like the anti-racist, even the fat positivity or body positivity movement, it is highly, highly ran by young white women. Even though whenever it's convenient for them, they would throw out the idea of brown and black and brown people to try to fix or go along whatever narrative or hide behind that platform. But it is mostly white women, young white girls. And I think it's because they live in a society that has now told them, you need to hate yourself. You're white, you're privileged, it is all your fault, you need to fucking hate yourself. So they're terrified of just being a simple cis white person, that they throw all these labels on themselves, so they're just not that. They want to belong to the oppression Olympics just like all the black and brown people. And so they put all these labels on themselves so they can get there quick and fast and easy. And when it comes to the narcissism issue, narcissism is on the rise, and it's been on the rise for a couple of generations now. Again, it started with mine, and then it went to the younger generation. Empathy levels are shrinking in my generation and next generation, and it goes because we're having a lack of human contact, a lack of human interaction, a lack of human eye contact. People are on their screens all the time, and so that lowers your empathy levels for one another, because you have to have human experiences to develop empathy. And then the fact that especially the Gen Z, been born into a world of social media where validation is everything to you. And they've been born into the generation, including my generation, has been born into a generation of special snowflake. Everything surrounds around you. Everybody has to care about your feelings. Everybody has to care about your lived experience. Everybody has to bend over backwards to cater to how you feel, your perspective, your values, blah, 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 blah. And so they become narcissistic, thinking everything is about them. I mean, we're all slightly narcissistic in a way. You know, someone cuts you off in traffic and you take it personal, besides just realizing that person just probably had a shitty day just like you. It's nothing personal against you. It's not about you. But I feel like with my generation and next generation, it has just gone to another fucking level, and it's fucking ridiculous. So I think it's a mixture of things, but I completely and 100% agree with her. All right, let's continue.
Here's the truth, guys. People that actually have these disorders and illnesses don't want to be associated with these labels, because like myself, I have anxiety. I don't want to be associated with that label alone. I want to be seen as amazing despite having a mental health condition, not because of it. I'm going to end the video on this note.
Instead of focusing on the pretend people in your self-absorbed life, maybe focus on the real ones who can be impacted by your stupidity and stop being a danger to society. I'm not saying you're not mentally ill. I'm just suggesting that your lack of consideration for others is awfully narcissistic, and it seems like a lot less effort for you to act entitled and arrogant than it is to pretend you have a fragmented sense of self.
Alright guys, that was it. I very much agree with her. I especially, even the last part she said, people with mental disorders, they don't want that to be their identity. They want to be seen more than that. It's the same thing when it comes to being a victim. I was a victim of sexual assault. I was a child abuse victim or child abuse survivor. Most people I know and spoke to that's in that circle or within our community or whatever you want to call it, they don't want to be labeled that. They don't want that to be their identity. They don't want you to see them as that. Anytime anybody knows your backstory and they give you that, oh, you feel like you're being victimized again. You feel like that is just who you are. You're just a victim. You have to be a victim forever because that's the only thing people can see of you. You want to get away from that. You don't want the fact that you were a victim. You don't want the person who perpetrated you to have this reign over your whole entire life, and you being constantly seen as a victim feels that way. So that's why most people who run around going, I'm a victim, I'm so oppressed, usually isn't, because people who have truly been a victim of something, like a gross violation of violence or aggression, being neglected or some way abused, they don't want you to always know that they're a victim. They want to get away from that. They don't want to be labeled with that. They want to be seen more than that. It's not like, oh, you are a victim of child abuse, good for you, you're moving on with your life. No, I want you to think I'm a boss bitch, I'm amazing, I'm awesome, despite all of those things. You know what I mean? So I totally agree with her in that if this are the future parents and future leaders of the country and the world, God save us all. Anyway, tell me what do you think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell to get notifications when I do upload. All of that really does help with the algorithm, guys. And if you'd like to support the channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal, my link is in the description box below and also in the comment section. Of course, it helps. You don't have to. You can just like, comment, and subscribe. Another great way to support the channel, you can either join my brand new membership program, different levels, different tiers, different perks, or you can visit my brand new merch shop. Great statement tees and mugs to show the world what you're thinking, how you're feeling, and the type of music you're into. I also have a second travel vlog channel. I travel as a lifestyle or I live abroad. If you'd like to know where I am in the world, you can go to the description box below and also in the comment section. Hit the link, go subscribe to my travel vlog channel and or follow me on my travel Instagram. My stories is usually what's most up to date. And you guys have an amazing day. Bye!